All right, so now we're going to move on to part D, which says find the limit of the function as x approaches 2 from the negative side. Okay, on my x-axis, here is the 2. When you're approaching it from the, sorry, I need to use yellow again. Here's the 2. When you're approaching it from the negative side, you're moving along this function. And as you get closer and closer and closer to this point, which is at 2, your y coordinate is the number 1. So that is what they say the limit is. When you go to the next one and it says find the limit as x approaches 2 from the positive side, now you're coming from this direction, and as you get closer and closer and closer and closer to the point on that function that has an x coordinate of 2, which would be this point, that one has a y coordinate of 2. And once again, those limits don't equal each other. Down here, if the two limits are equal, then it exists. They're not equal. So that's when you say does not exist. Okay, and now I move on to the last one. Find the limit of the function as x approaches 4. Okay, let's go to 4 on the x-axis. That would be right here. All right, so you're going to approach it from the left. Remember, that's moving from the left. You're getting closer, closer to floor. So for my function, that would be this function. Because really, you know, you're going here to here, and then from here to here, and then from here up to, and you're getting closer and closer and closer to this point right there. From the left, that point has a y coordinate of 6. So that's 6. And then if we approach it from the right, well, that's only this little chunk of my graph. As I'm getting closer and closer and closer to that point that has an x coordinate of 4, that also has, from that side, you would get 6. So that does apply to this part down here. Okay, if the two-sided limits exist and they are equal, then there is a two-sided limit, and if there is a point x equals a, then f of a is the corresponding value, and that is it. They're equal, so it's 6. That's our answer. So I will jump back to Mobius, and where were all my answers? Here they were. I have 0, 3, and do not exist. That's what I did for the first video. And then 1 and 2 does not exist. And then 6, 6, 6. Oh, that's not good. That's kind of evil. How did I do? And ta-da! I hope that makes sense.